Hey guys, how's it going? So I thought I'd go ahead and record some rFactor2 for you. So we are driving, as you can see, the Howston. It is the Group 4 version. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this started. 15-minute race at Mid-Ohio. See the little flag man up there. How cute. Oh, terrible start. 103% on the AI. Hopefully they're going to be a little bit faster than they were in my previous race, because... Oh, wow, okay, cool. He was just like, I'm clear, dude. Ah. Man, cut off my nose everywhere. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh. Damn it. Kind of hit me a little bit, pushed me into the grass. So I'm probably going to take it a little bit easier on the start here because my tires are going to be cold, but cloudy conditions, rFactor2, this fucking behemoth of power that this car produces because of how light it is. Mid-Ohio, elevation changes everywhere, all day, every day. It should be entertaining. Oh my god. I really don't know what I'm going to talk about. Maybe I'll talk about the misconception of rFactor2 having a lot of grip. Because I've kind of wanted to talk about that. Because as you can see from this car, not so much. Not so much grip. And then you're going to be like, well, it is an older car, isn't it? Oh, you fucking asshole. Ah, what a dick. Damn it. Alright, well, I'm about last now, so gonna have to work our way back through, because that guy... Oh, my car feels broken. Ugh. Yeah, it's definitely off a little bit. Man, come on, guy. But yeah, the misconception that rFactor2 doesn't, has too much grip. And it definitely doesn't. The grip that you feel is the tire being able to flex, so you can do what you want to do with the car. And I know that may be a little bit different for those who play iRacing and it feels like you're running on a stiff tire, like the hardest tire in the universe, but listen, that's why you feel like you have a lot of grip. It's not a gripped up sim. This car is extremely difficult. It's just, you can do a lot to help your car not be so fucking terrible. Yeah, I've got the inside, Budro. But, yeah, the misconception that everyone has with it... Oh my god. Oh. Well, I'm gonna block the inside, because he will try to dive bomb. Because these AI are crazy. Another really underrated thing about rFactor2 is their AI. I almost said iRacing and AI. Shit. May as well commit suicide now. Oh, wow. With the damage from that blue car, it's made braking way more scary. Oh, jeez. Getting this car moving through the corners, though. Come on, baby. Ah, yeah, there you go. Right over that curb. Oh. Can I have the inside? Gonna be on the outside coming into the corner, but maybe he'll let off here. Oh, wow. If only my name was Empty Box and I could make a joke about going around the outside. Oh, and you know what? I can also talk about the Rolex 24, because I've got an opinion on that, and why IMSA didn't stick to their rule book about contact. You fucking asshole. Yep, you're going around. Fuck you. I don't feel like getting screwed over by you again. But just as I was talking about the Rolex 24 and not sticking to their rule book, I do something that would have gotten me in big trouble in IMSA. But yeah, the Rolex 24 with Jeff Gordon. It's cool to see Jeff Gordon in a prototype car. He was in the best prototype car in the field. Huge chance of doing good. And he did. But obviously we had some controversy. And we also had some controversy at the end that didn't involve Jeff Gordon, but the same car. Which is more of what I want to talk about, because what happened with Jeff Gordon was just kind of weird. He definitely should have gotten a penalty if IMSA sticks to their rule book, but they didn't. Probably because he's Jeff Gordon. And I know I saw Empty Box on the stream that I was watching, which was called The 24 Hours of Scott Pruitt Saying Hi to His Family at Home, which was streamed right on the good old YouTubes. Can't remember who that guy was that was streaming it, but thank you so much for streaming. I had a great time being kind of like, oh wow, I am an asshole. But hey, maybe that'll fix my toe now. And it did. Wonderful. And I don't really care that I did that. I got my toe fixed, everybody. But at the very end of the race, with 7 minutes left, so basically about 10 laps for the prototypes, I think. I think it was Wayne Taylor. Was it Wayne or no, it was, damn, I don't know that guy's name. Why did I say Wayne Taylor? That's the owner of the team. I'm stupid. That's not a passing zone, but, yep, I forced them off the track, but fuck these guys, they're kind of assholes. I put their aggression a little bit too high, and they're a little bit of a dick. Oh, holy crap, that must have been close. Oh, you dick! Nope. But, that contact at the end between, one of the Taylors and I don't know who was driving, at the end of the race. Was it Felipe? Or Philippe? I don't think it was Philippe Albuquerque. I don't know why it would be Philippe. But anyway, basically the contact between those two cars. What is your opinion on that, you guys? I want to know. Did you watch the 24? Did you happen to see what happened there? Because I really would like to know your opinion about it, because I'll give you mine. Since we're still in the middle of this race and I still got to catch the leader and get around second place here. But, my opinion on it was that, that guy definitely didn't have position going into the corner. Oh man, but in fairness, whoever was driving, that car that got spun, I don't even know what team it is. I don't really watch IMSA all that much. I'll definitely watch Sebring and Daytona and the Petit Le Mans, but you know, I don't really know what team that is. I feel like shit because I barely know anything, but I know enough about racing to know that Taylor's car didn't have position going into that corner, at least not from my vantage point. He was definitely a lot better under the brakes than the poor fella in front, but just because you have a better braking ability doesn't mean that you should be able to throw it down the inside like that, especially with that little of time left to go in the race. Because, to be frank, oh my god, please don't spin. To be frank with you, I didn't really feel like IMSA did their jobs in that call because, yes, he definitely left the inside open. For sure left the inside open. Double shifted. But he definitely left the inside open, and that's his fault for leaving it open and then closing it so soon. But it was still his corner, and that's how road racing kind of works. NASCAR, you can just kind of boot people out of the way because that's what the rules allow. But in this situation, it was kind of fucked up. I'm gonna try to take that inside line. Oh, and he's still there. I was about to say, no way. No way he stays on my inside like that. But yeah, he didn't have position on the car. Like, you need to be like half a car length. You need to be to someone's door in road racing. NASCAR, you can kind of just boot people out of the way. IndyCar, well, if you boot somebody out of the way, you're going to break your shit. So you kind of have to be clean in that series. Open wheel cars, much different story. Like, if you've barely got a nose in there just because you outbrake somebody doesn't mean that you necessarily own the corner then. And I think with how fast he was going, he wasn't even going to make the corner. Because, I mean, he was definitely on the brakes even before he got to whoever the fuck was driving that car. I don't know who was driving that car at that stint. I know it was one of the Taylors that was driving the Wayne Taylor car. But I was a little bit upset about that. And then the stuff that happened earlier with Jeff Gordon very early in the race during his, I think it was his first lap, he locked up the brakes and completely took somebody out. I don't know, man. They definitely should have gotten penalized for that last part there at the end of the race, because that's just not cool. But I think because Jeff Gordon is on that team for that race, they're not going to take away that win, because why would they? But if I were the owner of that team that got punted out of the way like that, I'd definitely protest that win, because they didn't deserve to win after that, to be honest. Even though it's 24 hours and that was really the only mistake that they made, but that was a big one. You kind of wrecked the leader of your class in a way that, you know, in most road racing series would get you a penalty. Like, I know in IndyCar that would have been a penalty if it was like 3 laps to go at Detroit and you just come off the final corner and dump somebody. You definitely would get in trouble for that, but I guess IMSA just kind of threw their rule book out the window for Wayne Taylor. So we've got 2 minutes left in this race. Probably going to focus on this now, but tell me what you think in the comments about that. I thought it was really odd that they didn't penalize them for that contact, because it was certainly avoidable. But I guess they have a case by saying he left the door open. But listen, just because someone leaves a gap open, if you're a Ayrton Senna fan, you're gonna scream at me, but if you leave a gap open like that, that doesn't necessarily make the corner yours. And that, you know what, that quote, that famous quote, if you're there and there's a gap and you don't go for it, you're not a racing driver, that was about a bit of contact that he later admitted he did on purpose. So, though that quote is right in most cases, oh man, they just go so slow through turn 1. But now we're the leader, a minute to go, so I think we've got about 2 laps. But just because, you know, you think you're right in that situation, doesn't mean that you're actually, like, right. Because he didn't have enough of a position. He flew in way too late. It was the car ahead's corner. And I'm not just saying that because Jeff Gordon was in that car. I'm saying that they definitely didn't penalize them because Jeff Gordon was driving that car as well, because that would have made a lot of people upset and angry, but the truth is, even, like, Gordon fans that I were talking to were like, yeah, they probably didn't penalize him just because, you know, or they didn't penalize that car just because, you know, he would have been outed of a Rolex watch, which I'm sure he could buy a Rolex watch if he really wanted to. I don't know. It was just strange, man. So it looks like we're gonna win this Howston race. Oh man, 103 difficulty. Wow, that could have been close right there. Whoa! The fuck? So yeah, we just won this race. Tell me if you like this style of video, and I'll try to do them more often with rFactor2, because I feel like it'd be fun. Damn, this car's just trying to kill me. He just wants to murder me. But yeah, tell me if you like this style of video. Also, I opened a Patreon, which I don't feel good about doing. But I want to make more, like, competent content for you guys. And basically, I made the Patreon to get computer parts. So if you want to fund the channel, if you really like the content, please go ahead and check out the Patreon. I tried to do, like, relatively decent prices for a month. I think there's a 3, a 5, and then if you want to go fucking crazy, which I don't understand why anybody would, that was kind of like my crazy number that I threw out, 20. So 3, 5, and 20. If you support the Patreon, I will put you in the credits of every video as a Patreon supporter, because I definitely need the help. Because I want to make better content for you guys, because this actually was, like, really hard. Like, I can barely record anything with Fraps anymore, let alone do any kind of this shit, so. But yeah. That was this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it and had a fun time. I know that I did. That was pretty entertaining for me. Anyway, see you guys later.